This is a quick video to show you how to beat the market. And beat the market we did 97.8% of the time. Yes, that's right, 97.8. If you want to know and learn and in 2026 beat the market with me, I'm going to show you what happened in 2025. I produced something called the Daily Edge. It's an AI-driven enhanced prediction of what's going to happen in the market from a macroeconomic point of view, overlaid with over 25 years of trading experience for charting and technicals. And we predict every single day, based on overnight action and news, what's going to happen the following day. And out of 187 reports that I issued, 183 times we were correct. Consistency in trading is absolutely king. We use a Daily Edge. I use it in my room. I produce it for my room, but you can get this as well. If you want the HARKO advantage delivered to your email every morning, 7:30, watch this. I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you what it actually does. Then you can see for yourself. Join my distribution list and be part of the edge. Get your edge in the market. So let's have a little look. It's all about empirical evidence. It's all about evidential trading. And it's all about experiential learning. Learn from what you did yesterday, build on what you did yesterday to get an even better trade today. 97.8% of the time. Can't argue with that. So let's go and have a look at what happened. So I documented this every single day, forecast every single day, what was going to happen, how it was going to happen, the areas that we're going to trade, why we're going to trade them, and did this on a daily basis, all documented in the Daily Edge. Now, I've skipped through this quite a bit. I've done an in-depth video, which is going to only take 3 or 4 minutes. Have a look at it if you're really interested what happened last year, factually, day by day, quarter by quarter. Watch the video that comes in. If you are interested in getting the edge yourself, look at the links below. They're in there. You can get yourself on the distribution for the Daily Edge, and you can get the Daily Edge yourself. Crazy not to be part of a winning team. If you are interested in being part of my team and come in and trade in my private room, there's links below as well. If you want to have a tour, links are below as well. I will personally take you through what we do every day, how we operate, and how you can be a consistent trader. So come on, I will show you now the detail of what happened in 2025.
2025 was, to put it mildly, a roller coaster for global markets. What we witnessed was a 6-month tug of war, a real battle between political chaos and decisive policy, which created a perfect storm of volatility. So let's break down precisely what took place, quarter by quarter.
So how did we find ourselves here, in a landscape defined by trade wars and central bank intervention that sent some assets to record highs, whilst leaving others mired in deep uncertainty? What was the true story driving the markets in late 2025?
Well, it all begins in the second quarter. At the time, the mood was grim, with very serious fears of a bear market taking hold. But the quarter ended with a dramatic, coordinated policy pivot from central banks all around the world, and that completely changed the narrative. The quarter certainly began under a dark cloud. You can see the trouble brewing there in April as the NASDAQ officially entered a bear market. But if you follow the timeline through to June, you'll see that after a series of economic shocks, the story flipped entirely towards central bank intervention. This one number, right here, changed everything. The U.S. economy was contracting, the first real drop since 2022. It was hard proof that weakening consumer spending was having a real impact, and it proved to be the trigger for the dramatic response that followed.
And that response was incredibly swift. Seeing the world's largest economy stumble, the major central banks leapt into action, moving almost in unison to stabilize the markets and to prop up their own economies.
And just look at the clear trend in this data. With the sole exception of Japan, every single major Western central bank cut its rate. The U.S. Fed really led the charge with an enormous full percentage point cut and a powerful signal that they were prepared to do whatever it took to head off a serious downturn.
But even with central banks flooding the system with support, the third quarter remained incredibly tense. You see, the story of this period wasn't about monetary policy, it was about political shocks and investors running for cover in traditional safe havens.
So whilst those rate cuts did provide some support for equities, the real drama was the constant friction. You had events like the White House publicly clashing with the Federal Reserve, which created enormous headwinds and sent investors searching for shelter.
And this friction really came from all sides. First, a deeply disappointing U.S. jobs report rattled the markets. Then, you had President Trump publicly sparring with Fed officials, which raised serious questions about the central bank's independence. Pile on a leadership change in Japan and the imposition of new U.S. tariffs, and the anxiety in the market was palpable. It begs the question then, in a world of political quarrels and trade disputes, where do you put your money? Well, the market's answer was as old as time itself.
Gold? It didn't just rise, it absolutely exploded, smashing all-time records. This was a classic flight to safety. Investors were dumping risk and piling into the one asset they trusted to weather government instability and geopolitical storms.
And gold wasn't alone. Silver also surged to a 14-year high. The message from the market was crystal clear. When uncertainty takes over, investors want something solid, something they feel they can hold in their hands.
And that brings us to the final and perhaps most contradictory quarter of the year. Q4 was a paradox, a story of government shutdowns and economic fear existing right alongside incredible resilience and record-breaking market surges.
The closing months of the year presented a truly mixed picture. On the one hand, you had a painful 43-day U.S. government shutdown sparking recession fears. But on the other, you had record Black Friday online sales and an AI sector that simply kept booming. This captures the economic tug-of-war perfectly. The political chaos of a government shutdown and some shocking job losses were pulling the economy down. But at the same time, the sheer power of new technology and AI and the enduring resilience of the consumer were pulling in the exact opposite direction. It was a genuine stalemate.
And yet, despite those green shoots of optimism, the anxiety was still winning. When the U.S. government shut down in October, investors sent gold soaring past the $4,000 mark, breaking its own record yet again. It proved that for many, fear was still the primary driver.
So, after navigating all of that chaos, what's the key takeaway? What did the turbulent end to 2025 really teach us about the state of the global economy?
It really boils down to four core themes. First, geopolitics is now paramount. Political events drive market sentiment with immediate and sometimes brutal effect. Second, central banks are still the biggest players in the game. Their policy decisions can turn the entire market on a sixpence. Third, we learned that key tech sectors like AI can march to the beat of their own drum, thriving even in a downturn. And finally, when push comes to shove, investors will always run back to the perceived safety of hard assets like gold. And this leaves us with one final, critical question for the year ahead. We've seen the power of political shocks to disrupt markets and policy responses to stabilize them. So as we move forward, which of these powerful competing forces will ultimately shape our economic destiny?